So friends, last time we have discussed about the design of the spur gear. Now today we'll discuss about the design of the helical gear. Now the fundamental difference between these two gears are there. Just have to see the main thing is the arrangement of the teeth. Here you have to see the line of axis of the shaft. Both the gears are used to connect the two parallel shafts. So this is the shaft axis. And you have to see the gears, spur gears are arranged like this. But here you have to see the shaft are inclined to the axis of the gear. So this is the main difference between the spur gear and helical gear. So teeth are in form of the helix around the gears. So or we can call it as in the spur gear helix angle is considered as 0. So the main objective or main idea or advantage of this type of arrangement is that it provides the gradual engagement and continuous contact of engaging the teeth. So helical gears give smooth drive when spur gear and efficiency is to be considerably improved. The helix may be right-handed on one gear and left-handed on another gear. And the pitch surfaces are cylindrical as we have considered in the spur gear. But the teeth are being parallel to the axis rather than parallel, it is helically like a kind of the screw threads. So that is the main thing, constructional thing that is changing in comparison to the spur gear. Now almost the design procedure remains same for the helical gear as we have discussed in the spur gear. Terminology also remains same, but some improved terminology in spur gear is to be kept in mind is helix angle. It is the constant angle made by the helix with the axis of the rotation. So axis of the rotation is this, and gears are arranged in this way. So this angle is normally considered as the helix angle alpha, and that is 0 in case of the spur gear. So there is no need of consideration of helix angle in the spur gear. Axial pitch. As we already discussed about the circular pitch, PC is equal to pi m, and diametral pitch TD is equal to T by D, that is the reciprocal of the circular pitch. But here in this case, you have to keep in mind about one more parameter, that is axial pitch. So axial pitch is the distance parallel to the axis. You have to see parallel to the axis between the similar face of adjacent teeth. It is same as circular pitch and is therefore denoted by PC. Same as circular pitch, but in case of it, here it is axial pitch. So axial pitch in case of helical gear is also defined as the circular pitch in plane of rotation of the diameter pitch. So it is almost same. PC is almost same. The main difference is normal pitch. Normal pitch is what? PC into cos alpha, where alpha is the helix angle. So that is the main difference between this. So it is the distance between similar faces of adjacent teeth along the helix. So this is the helix, along the helix on pitch diameter normal to the teeth. And what is the difference? Normal pitch in case of spur gear is equal to circular pitch. So there is no fundamental difference because there is no helix angle. So circular pitch and normal pitch remains on the same line like this. But here in this case, the pitch on this axis, helix axis, is considered as normal pitch. So Pn is equal to Pc into cos alpha. So here you have to see Pn, and that is alpha. So horizontal component is cos alpha. So Pc into cos alpha. So Pn is equal to Pc into cos alpha. That is the horizontal component of Pc. According to the trigonometry, you can consider this equation also same. Now, face width. So fundamental difference between the face width is this one. PC B is equal to 10 times module. That is the standard, but here in this case, you have to keep in mind P is equal to 1.115 PC upon 10 alpha, where alpha is the helix angle, and PC is equal to pi m, you can put it. So instead of 10 times module, you have to take B in form of module like this, where you have to use the tan alpha, where alpha is the helix angle. And here equivalent number of teeth. In case of the number of teeth, rather than considering the number of teeth, as in case of spur gear, you have to use the formative or equivalent number of teeth. Equivalent number of teeth, TE means TP, for example, so TEP. Equivalent number of teeth on driver pinion is equal to TP divided by cos cube alpha, and you have to take it as TEG. Then you have to use the TG divided by cos cube alpha, where alpha is again helix angle. So equivalent number of teeth on pinion and equivalent number of teeth on gear can be calculated by normal number of teeth as provided in the spur gear. So that is the difference between number of teeth is to be considered in designing the helical gear is formative number of teeth or equivalent number of teeth, TE. Now, so that is the some fundamental difference between spur gear and helical gear. Now beam strength remains same again. Wt is equal to sigma W. Sigma W means sigma 0 into Cv, where Cv is the velocity vector. Depending upon the velocity, you can choose same way. P into Pc is equal to pi m into y. Instead of y, we are putting y dash. So y dash is the Lewis form factor corresponding to formative number of teeth. So formative or equivalent number of teeth is actually the virtual number of teeth to be engaged during the helical gear machine. And because of the helix angle, that we are likely to consider. So y dash is equal to Lewis form factor corresponding to formative number of teeth. So instead of number of teeth, you have to use the formative number of teeth, TE, G or TEP in equation as we are discussing the spur gear. So that is the change that you have to keep in mind in designing of the helical gear. And this is about the CV for the helical gear. Between 5 to 10, you have to take this equation. For 10 to 20, you have to take 15 by 15 plus V. And peripheral velocity for more than 20, you have to choose for this one. And for non-metallic gear, you have to take this one plus 0.25. So that is the difference between again spur gear and helical gear for consideration of the CV. Then you have to check phase width and module in the same way and use the Buckingham equation for checking under the dynamic load, having only variation some improved Buckingham's equation by considering cos square alpha. That is the modification of equation. If C is not given, capacity, static capacity and dynamic capacity is not given, then you can find out by use of the K, where E is the eccentricity and modulus of elasticity for pinion in gear material, and if it is given, directly use this C here depending upon the data. And then you have to go for the same thing, static load, calculating the static load. Again, you have to use the y dash instead of y and check whether Ws should be greater than Wd or not. If it is more, then your design is safe under dynamic load. And if Ws is less than Wd, then you have to simply write that your design is not safe under the dynamic load. Then you have to check for the wear load. Again, equation remains same. Ww is equal to dp into b into q into k divided by cos square alpha is the additional factor that you have to add in the helical gear things. Rest of thing remains same. Same for the k. Here Ww should be more than Wd for the safe reason, otherwise unsafe under the gear load. And then you have to calculate the additional parameters if needed. Now we have to see one example to easily understand about the design procedure of a helical gear. So here one example is given, helical gear speed reducer. This gear is specifically used to reduce the speed. So our speed reducer means output shaft. Even shaft is having less speed than driver shaft. To be designed for a rated power of 75 kilowatt. At pinion speed is given NP. And pitch circle diameter is given in meter. Velocity ratio dg by dt is also given. And you have to take 20 degree full lift involute with helix angle alpha 29 degree. And ideally, Helix angle is always used as 29. That is the standard dimensions for the helix angle is to be considered in design of the helical gear. In module in standard plane is 8. Standard plane M is given. Sigma 0 is given. C is given for Buckingham's equation for dynamic checking. So in this design, first of all, you have to restrict out what is given and try to convert the all equation into one notation, megapascal to newton meter and so on. So this is about the given thing. Pressure angle is 20, helix angle is 29. Step 1, as we have discussed in this per gear, again you have to do this primary calculation like velocity module in normal plane, module in standard plane is given, but you have to calculate module in normal plane by multiplying m with the cos alpha, that is the horizontal component again, and velocity for selecting the CV, and so on. Other parameters like L is given, then dp, then you have to find out the dg, dp, dp, dg, whatever you needed, but here it is not so much needed. Then step number 2, calculation of the Wt from the power. As we have discussed, you have to govern the Lewis equation. For that, you have to find out the Wt, then CV, select the CV, then calculate the formatted number of teeth, and depending upon the formatted number of teeth, use y-dash. Same equation you have to use, but you have to use the formatted number of teeth, and Lewis equation is this one, where instead of m, you have to use mn. Module in normal plane that we already calculated. M is already given, so mn is equal to n into cos alpha, where alpha is the helix number. So that you have to use here, that we have calculated in the previous slide. And then you have to calculate the phase width and basic module. Formatted number of teeth, TPE or TEP. Then design of checking based on the Buckingham's equation. On the design data book, you can use sigma E 315 megapascal, 315 megapascal for the design, depending upon the material given for the design purpose, and check whether WS is more than WD or not. And then checking of the design under the wear load, where you have to take KS. If it is not given, then you can calculate from this equation as discussed in the theory portion. Otherwise, you can directly use the design data book to choose one and check WW and WD. WD should be more than WD for the same design. Step number 4, you have to calculate the standard proportion like helix angle is given, pressure angle is given, addendum is equal to 0.8 module, addendum is equal to 1 module, that is the minimum. Minimum total is 1.8 module, minimum clearance 0.2 module, thickness of the tool 1.57 module. Okay, from on the basis of the module, you can similarly calculate other parameters same way in the spur gear too. So this is about the helical gear design and some concept. In the next lecture, you have to see the bevel gear design. Thank you.